All right. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Looks like I'm live, and yeah, it might be a little bit of a delay in chat, but let me know if you can see me and all that good stuff. Should be coming through any second now, and thanks so much for watching. Again, my name is Paul Tranny. I'm going to be covering the Daily Creative Challenge, and I'm happy you guys are here. So we're going to get this started. I'm hosting it today and all this week. All right. Just waiting to see my lovely face somewhere. Stream is healthy. All right, everyone. Fantastic. Just waiting for everybody to join. All right. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Paul Tranny, going to dive into today's Daily Creative Challenge. So, yeah, apparently everybody's using the internet today, so I think that's why it's slowing down. I do apologize. Just still waiting to see my feed. And, all right. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Sorry about that delay. I apologize. Probably something I did wrong. I don't know. I probably tripped over a cord or something. Who knows? But I can see myself now, and that's fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Sorry for the delay, and thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to dive into the Adobe Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. So yeah, that is the plan. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, it's a Monday, I think. It's just a Monday. All right. But let's go ahead and get this party started, shall we? I'm going to share my screen. See right in here, this is what we have for the Daily Creative Challenge in Illustrator. It's going to be my first one, right? And it's good to see you here. RB, Tim, Massimiliano, and everyone. Good to see ya. I don't even know if any music is playing in the background, but I've had some audio difficulties today as well. But hey, that happens. So, yeah, let's just kind of move on now. So this is the Daily Creative Challenge. You can see here is the URL, behance.net/challenge/Illustrator, as you can see. By the way, you can go click on that challenge tab as well, just behind chat, and you can go ahead and click to register to get the daily reminders, which is what you want to do, right? Of course you want to do that, and then you want to dive into community chat. So again, you want to chat with community right here, bam, and this is going to open up Discord. We can accept that invite, open up the Discord app, and we're well on our way. So that's the whole goal, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I got too much to show and not enough time, so I'm sure you're going to get something awesome out of this if you join me. If not, hey, that's up to you. I'm just saying, if you really want to progress your skills, this is how you do it. So you can see right over here we have Illustrator. Could select that. We could see a number of channels that we essentially have. Of course, ask a question, tips and feedback. Really, it's going to be all about the challenge. Okay, so I'm going to jump down to the bottom here, and here we are. So essentially, again, we're an Illustrator challenge. We don't have a challenge today, but I'm showing you how to kind of navigate around. So this is where we'll post the challenge, but also you'll be joining me every day at the same time this week and next week, so 10 days. And then I would love to review your work, right? So feel free to submit your anything that you've come up with. I want to give you a sneak peek at sure, all the fundamentals, because a lot of you have probably been here before, but also kind of like what we're going to be making over the course of the next couple weeks. I think that'll be really fun. But what we do is we're going to make stuff every single day. I'll show you some of that, and then we're going to turn around and end up making our own Behance projects. So this is actually where I probably want to start out. So I'm going to go ahead and, I can get something set up right now if I want to, but everything is going to go in one project for me personally. You could do what you want, but I encourage you to do this. So again, on Behance, just go to create a project, and right in here, you can start building your project. Yeah, you could add text. You know how to do this. I'm just going to do some quick copy and paste right in here with some text. Paste in some text there for this line right here. Let's make sure that this is a header of sorts. So I'll drop in a header, then we have our text right down here. This happens to be paragraph text. I'm going to make it a little more elegant. Let's drop that down to about 20 points. And let's go ahead and center this as well. So Adobe Illustrator Daily Creative Challenges right in here. Daily creative projects created over the course of 10 days, technically 9 because we're not really making something the first day, but it goes clear till April 10th. So the next 2 weeks, and this is going to be super fun. Hopefully you're game for it, Paul Weaver and Aria and William and everyone. And yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm going to give you a glimpse at what this will look like if you advance like 10 days. But what I think is really cool is, yeah, I can drop in images and text and all that fun stuff. I would probably end up doing a photo grid, right? So adding photo grid off to the side, upload files like so, and then grabbing all my awesome illustrations that you did, by the way, all the cool illustrations that you did over the course of 10 days, and then we'll go ahead and upload those, right? Those will load up, we get something pretty, but I have a big surprise coming on the last day because it's going to be awesome. We're going to be combining everything together into an awesome illustration. So that awesome illustration is going to go right up here, but I can't show that to you yet because I just started. Okay, so good to see you, Adobe Live. Whew, boy, oh boy. So this is pretty cool. This gives you a little glimpse as to what we're going to make, but of course these are actually just like my starter files, by the way. So you are going to be making things pretty awesome from these like raw assets. But also what you'll do is you can click continue. You're ultimately going to need a cover image, and that's also what I'm going to create just today. We're going to create our cover image, and we'll have all of this set up. We could have this saved. We don't have to publish the project yet, but we could have this saved off to the side, okay? So, and also, by the way, I can easily have each challenge be its own project if I care to. So, AI Daily Creative. Sorry for the April 2020, something like that. All right, sorry for the loud typing, but let's go ahead and take a look. This is the size it needs to be. I would just keep in mind, hey, it's Illustrator, so it's going to be resolution independent. I don't have to sweat it. And yes, has the movie started? I don't know, if you're talking about the live stream, yeah, it has. And I'm talking to you because Kim, I'm happy that you're here. So again, continue. That's where I put the project title. Let's go ahead and make that in Illustrator right now. Okay, so we'll launch Illustrator. By the way, if you're unsure where to get Illustrator, guess what? Right over here. If you have access to Creative Cloud, download it. You could see it typically for all apps. It's literally the second one right here because we know you're going to love it. That's why. I'm not creating a book. I'm going to be creating a project today, and then we're going to make an Uber illustration by the end of this. But the cool thing is you're going to be using how to use Illustrator as we go along. So here's Illustrator. If you don't see it there, you could always go to Design and Layout. It's going to be the second one in there as well. Let's go ahead and get that installed. Let's launch it. Here it is. You'll go to File, New, and you'll create a new file. So you have these different templates, right? We just want a blank page. That's all we really want. I'll go to print and I can select letter if I want to, or mobile, or web. Ultimately, since this is just going to be web-based, I kind of want to point out the color mode is going to be different for each one of these. So your first lesson is to pick sort of a starter, a blank page, but be aware of what you're picking. You're not only picking the size, but you're picking right down here, the color mode. And that's why I'm gonna go with web, because I wanna be in RGB. Now keep in mind, Illustrator's for print, okay? So I could always change that to CMYK later and have all that fun stuff happening. But I'm just gonna pick this first common one, 1366 by 768 is what I can do. Click create, right? We get our blank file, okay? I already have one right here, and I'm gonna dive into this right away. So I'm gonna make my cover asset, right? And I could be mindful of the size, so I'm gonna take a look at all these lovely tools over here. Yeah, they could be overwhelming, right? But this is really for Michelle and Maney. I don't know how to say your name exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to create a book. You know, we're going to have fun creating illustrations, icons. You're going to create, I'm going to show you everything you guys are going to create. You're going to create basically some characters. You're going to turn yourself into like a little emoji, if you will. That's what we're going to do tomorrow, right? We're going to understand how lines work. We're going to get into coloring. We're going to get into the power of brushes, and we're going to make something every day. So we're going to have a monogram that we're going to make. So like a logo, we're going to do a logo of your name. We're building a bunch of branding assets around you because you're worth it, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to go right down here. I could change the size. By the way, let me just reset this this whole layout. So I'm going to go to Workspace, and I'm just going to do Essentials Classic, right? I can select Essentials Classic. Now what I get off to the side is I get the swatches, I get properties, and then I get my layers. Okay, so over here, since nothing's selected, it gives me my artboard, right? So I can edit artboards by clicking right there. I could also go to this tool right here. Say, there you go. That artboard tool allows you to create as many artboards or pages as you want, draw those out any way you want, and then start having some fun. So in this case, it looks pretty good. I'm doing 1616 by 1264. So what I did, just for fun, is I doubled this size. 808, 1616, 1234, whatever it was. Just doubled that size, right? But the cool thing is Illustrator is a resolution independent, which means when I draw something, the square, for instance, I can scale it up or down, and it's going to maintain its crispness. So, Munir's in the house, lead designer's in the house. All right, so let's make a fun cover, right? I'm going to move through this. Let's take right over here, the rectangle tool. Yeah, we're using a rectangle. I'm going to drop that in like so. For this rectangle, I can change the color, as we can see right over here. Boom, boom, boom. Guess what? We could drop into gradients. Yeah, we get it. We understand how gradients work. But honestly, if you didn't, you're in the right place. Right in here, I'm just picking colors. These are called swatches. I'm changing that right off to the side. I can click right here and say, hey, you know what? Let's dial in to my own unique color of pink, for instance. I can change that. But what I'm going to do, and what I think is really fun and just a quick way to get results, is using this gradient panel. Going from a linear gradient, guess what? I can give it a radial gradient, so it's coming out from the center. Or I can click right here, freeform gradient. Bam, there it is, freeform gradient. For this one, actually, it turns everything white, but don't worry, there's actually stuff there. So I'm going to change that to pink. You get these little, these are basically swatches, color points, if you will. And I can jump in, change the color. Let's get a nice purple. And for this one, let's change this to yellow. So this is really fun. This will be a fun cover, and I can add as many points as I want. Okay, so that's what I would do. Like click right here. Hey, I want to add another one. Let's make it more of a, well, you know, and again, I'll just play with this and see what works. Maybe it's pink, maybe it's more purple, maybe it's more blue. I'm just kind of playing with this, right? So again, controlling each one of these points is what's fun. But really, I want to add some graphics on top of it as well. I just love doing this. Look, that's nice. All right, I'm going to add a new layer right down here. Just like in Photoshop, I can click right here. Bam, create a new layer. Here's my new layer. It's called layer 3. Don't sweat it. Yours might be called layer 2. It's not a problem. And I can lock down that background because I don't want to accidentally move it, right? And then I'll come over here and let's just type in AI, for instance. AI, we're going to short for Adobe Illustrator. Expand this out. I only have a couple minutes. So let's get something cool going on in here. This is where I just try to impress you with how fast I can be. Ligatures available for this font, clicking right there. This is called Eloquent, is the name of the font. Maybe I want to grab a line, and guess what? You're going to learn how to do brushes. Let's grab an arrow brush, zip, zip, pointing down. I don't know, I'm just making fun art for the cover. Just doing something like that. Let's draw out using that same tool, rectangle. Let's change that back to basic, just like that. Let's maybe take this, again, just trying to impress you, I guess. Same size, right? Taking both of those, right? I'm going to, hey, why not? Let's just go ahead and shape build that puppy. Bam, bam, move that over, rotate it, like that. Rotate this, what am I doing? Bam, making a lovely heart, as you can see, because I promise you, you're going to love Illustrator by the end of this. And that's my goal for you, right? In fact, let's go over here. Let's type create outlines, ungroup, right? These are all the things that you're going to learn. But in this case, I'm just making this fun design for you. All right, cool, everyone. You get the idea. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible. Sorry for my delayed start. I have some more graphics I could drop in here that I've made previously, but just kind of having some fun with this, as you can tell. Moving that panel over. Let's take some of these cool graphics, just weird designy type stuff. You know us designers, just making weird stuff. But kind of coming up with something cool. Maybe this one, maybe not. I don't know. That one's, I'm undecided on that graphic right there. But let's go ahead and take this, make this a little larger. That's kind of what I have for just this fun cover, having some fun with these graphics. Cover image size, by the way, you don't have to memorize it because when you go in to add your project cover image, it says image requirements 808 by 632. So you could do that exact size. I happen to double it, so I made it 1616 by 1264. 1616 by 1264, okay? With that done, we can export out this graphic. Let me not do the shortcut keys. It's day one, but we can go ahead and export this out. I could do save for web, just kind of get an idea for what this looks like. And I'm gonna change this to maybe just JPEG high, saving it to my desktop. There it is, cover JPEG. I personally like a graphic color cover, and I don't want to include type because you get the type when you roll over the image. I think it looks better. Right there, there it is, boom. Have a couple minutes still. So project tile, AI, daily, creative, challenge. There it is. There's more we have to do. Yeah, let's just kind of crop and continue. You got to add creative fields in here as well. Well, I know I'm going to do illustration. We're going to do graphic design. Guess what? By the end of it, you're going to be the art director. So we'll add 3 creative fields. As you can see, the tools I use is going to be Adobe Illustrator. Right over here. You got it. You got it. Give me 1 second. Adobe Illustrator. See that pop up? Like so. Done. Done. That's about it. For you, what I will do is I will just click Publish. So you could see just how to make a project. Whether you make a project a day and submit it that way, or have one Uber project that handles everything, either works. And I'll go ahead and publish this out and give you guys the link. Right there it is. Just because you're getting a little glimpse of what we're going to be making. These are just the starter files. This is just the beginning. I'm trying to just give you a taste to get you excited about this. But what we get to do tomorrow are make some fun characters like you could see right here. All through basic shapes. So the whole idea is to make yourself your own little avatar, right, using basic shapes. And it's going to be a blast. And Talon, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Talon. Coming from a designer like yourself, I really appreciate it. I think this is going to be really fun, and what we end up with at the end of the day is going to be pretty amazing as well. So let me know if you have questions. So this reminds you of Kathleen. This is cool. So there are different styles in here. This is really easy to do, right? We'll get into colorizing. I can kind of walk through some of these. And by the way, if you also wanted a sneak peek, right down here, we'll be unlocking each one of these. And I'm giving you a sneak peek of those things that we're going to unlock, right? So a number of different logo marks that we're going to make on day 2, for instance. So again, shapes and lines. We'll get into text and fonts, kind of making your own logo or a word mark, right? Which is going to be really fun. This is happens to be an ambigram. So it's the same thing upside down as right side up, right? We'll get into distorting shapes, which is going to be really fun to deal with, right? We can see some of those right there. Really easy to work with. And then even get into some colorful characters that we're going to create, but this is just the black and white version. Okay, so, and that's just this week. I didn't even get into next week. So, oh yeah, so Talon just did some new XD swag. By the way, Talon, I don't know if Talon's had a chance since he's internal at Adobe, but I hope to talk to the Illustrator team and even show you some Illustrator on the iPad, because that makes your life so much easier as well. But I'm going to let you guys go. Illustrator on the iPad, yeah, you might have heard about it. Would love to be able to show it to you like later on. It's toward the end of next week. Illustrator on the iPad in beta. Just currently working on it internally. But take those design skills in Illustrator, roll them right into Adobe XD, some UX UI design, because that's what we have up next. We have good old Jesse Showalter. He's designing a community connectivity experience. Wow, community connectivity. Are we supposed to be connected? Aren't we supposed to be like at least 6 feet apart? What's happening here? So yeah, super fast intro. Sorry for the delayed start, but you know what? Things like that happen. And yeah, I'm just happy to have you guys here. So join me all this week. It's going to be amazing. And hang out with Jesse. He is up next. And that's all I got for you. William and Ashi and Michelle. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. I will let you go. And thanks for hanging out with me. Join me tomorrow as well. Illustrator Daily Creative Challenges. Thanks so much, everyone.